Dela write my MVVs. Welcome.
Ebony's desperate plot to disgrace Queen Naomi backfires. Her maid exposes how Ebony asked her to apply for a job at the Kingston Hyde Villa, London, to enable them get information, to use against Olori Naomi. That she would never rest until Naomi leaves Ooni of Ife. They said that is what the maid revealed. Dela right. This one, I had to drink cold water before bringing it to you because the buzzbuzz in this matter is hotter than pepper soup in a locked room. What started as a calm season in the royal cycle has now turned into a whirlwind of betrayal, games, and shameful, stabbing, backstabbing. It's all masterminded by none other but Ebony, as we are hearing, if that information is true. And this time, the battleground wasn't the palace in Ife, it is Kingston Hyde Villa in London. Ooni of Ife's exclusive, royal residence abroad. Yes, so Ebony took her drama international this time. Yes, so they have been fighting for that, property to a point where Naomi wanted to give up. Reverend Funke warned her that, look, if you give up that property, don't even ever come to me again. Reverend Esther spoke to her. Everybody, Deji of Akure spoke to her that, what is your problem? When are you going to stand up and confront these women? What is it? What is it? It's not a small thing that is happening. For those who don't know, Naomi has been staying occasionally at the ultra luxurious Kingston Hyde Villa. Last week she was there for 2 days, a royal property in one of London's most expensive neighborhoods. This villa is not just a house, it is elegance, class, and royalty combined. And recently, as we know, Ooni of Ife gave her access to move, some of her things, there via the Gulfstream G700 jet, as we are hearing, the palace's most sacred private jet. That move alone caused unrest in the palace. The other queens were boiling, but no one boiled more than Ebony. She felt humiliated, sidelined, and according to her maid, obsessed. Now, here is where the intrigue begins, from what we are hearing in a new confession that has left both staff and elders of the palace in total shock. Ebony's former maid has come forward to reveal the debt her madam went to in order to disgrace Queen Naomi. According to her, Ebony ordered her to apply for a job as a domestic staff at the Kingston Hyde Villa in London. Let me say it again. Ebony sent her own maid to disguise herself as an innocent job seeker just so she could infiltrate Queen Naomi's new residence in London. Now, you do remember that about 2 weeks ago, some maidens were taken from Nigeria to London to be with Queen Naomi. But of course, you do know that the number of maids that she would have, like domestic servants, they won't all come from Nigeria. They will have some who will be employed right there as long as they are earning money. If they were living, in, say, Canada, and they wanted to employ maid, they would tell them to go through LAMI something. But so I don't know if that is not applicable to the UK. But so now they needed to employ some people from the UK, and they had already done their done that stuff they put in classifiers, something where you need somebody to work for you, okay? So when Ebony found out that that was being done, the plan was simple but wicked. The maid would get hired, secretly take pictures, collect audio recordings, report Queen Naomi's movement, and even try to catch her in any scandalous situation that Ebony could spin and use to discredit her before the Ooni of Ife. Ebony even allegedly said to the maid, once she makes one mistake, even if it is a small one, I will turn it into an earthquake. The Ooni would drop her, by the morning. The maid, who was promised a cut of the Queen's allowance and an apartment in Lekki as a reward, okay, if everything is done, agreed at first. Documents were arranged, CV was created with glowing references and years of experiences. The plan was almost perfect. She submitted her application through a third-party domestic agency in the UK that services high net worth African families. Everything was, going smoothly. But Delarai, God passed evil plans. I tell you now, God passed evil plans. The moment Queen Naomi saw the application and the, photo attached, she paused. Something didn't sit right. She didn't immediately recognize the girl, but her intuition, the same spiritual insight she's known for, told her to pause the hiring. She quietly asked her private assistant to run a background check. 2 days later, they found the connection. The applicant was Ebony's personal maid, the same girl who had once insulted Queen Naomi in Yoruba behind her back, thinking she wouldn't understand. Queen Naomi didn't say anything at first. She kept quiet, but you see, when you walk with truth, you don't fight battles with noise. You fight them with wisdom. She sent the entire report complete with proof of the maid's link to Ebony to the Ooni of Ife privately. And when he saw it, Delarai, palace trembled. The Ooni of Ife was in disbelief. A whole queen of the throne plotting like a Nollywood villain, using palace staff as spies, trying to invade the privacy of the woman he holds sacred. It was unthinkable. But they said they kept it. They knew, but they kept it. Sources close to the Ooni of Ife say he was calm, but his eyes were full of quiet rage. He reportedly said, "So even across ocean, you are still fighting her. What kind of heart is this?" Ebony was immediately summoned after, when this maid started confessing what had transpired, what they did to Olori Naomi, how all of this. Ooni of Ife asked her to say the truth, that what is it? That was she the one? Was she the Tolu that applied for the job to work in the Kingston villa? Was she the same person that he wanted? Only the truth. Ooni did not send anybody to ask the girl. They said the Ooni of Ife asked the girl directly, and she admitted, yes, that she was the one. That she was the one, that it was Ebony who asked her to apply for the job. Ebony was immediately summoned, not in the public court, but privately, and guess what she said? She denied everything. She claimed she didn't, speak to any maid in weeks, that the girl was bitter and lying, that it was all a setup to make her look bad. But the Ooni of Ife had, received chat, voice note, even one where Ebony told the maid, "Take a picture of her bedroom. If you get in, I want to know how, she's living." At that point, the Ooni reportedly told her, "There is no glory in destroying, and neither to rise. Naomi's light is not your darkness." Okay? Delarai, we have never seen Ooni speak like that, but it was clear he was done with the drama. Now the fallout. Queen Naomi has always said nothing. She just continued her life in peace, even posted a quiet message on her Instagram. The other day we saw it, where she was, her hair was not made. She wore something, purplish, and she was just basically promoting that dress for the designer and all of that. Calm and collected as ever. She never said anything. She never said anything. Meanwhile, the maid has returned to Nigeria, as we are hearing, and is now under, palace scrutiny. Some say she's being protected by a senior palace elder who believes she was simply misled. Others say she may be asked to testify before a royal panel if the matter escalates, depending on how Queen Naomi chooses to take this. They say the kind of disgrace that Ebony has faced lately is something that she would never, ever have imagined that would happen to her, that has happened to her. I'm going to bring you more updates. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.